shaken yet standing firm. This is Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
For the Record is brought to you by Vamped Motors, the only authorized Ford and Toyota dealership serving the Cayman Islands. Cayman Pharmacy Group, with a location in West Bay and professional pharmacy at CTMH Doctors Hospital. The Cayman Pharmacy Group has a location for you just around the corner. Seaboard Marine, with over 35 shipping ports, find your shipping solution by calling 949-4977 or visit seaboardmarine.com for competitive rates. Rotary Central, for more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. Fidelity Bank, for all your banking needs, visit fidelitygroup.com. Fidelity, we're good for you. And Roper's Janitorial, complete janitorial service for commercial, industrial, and residential. They get the job done right every time.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Coming to you live from Radio Cayman Studio.
For the Record.
For the record. For the record. Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you.
For the Record.
Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
For the Record.
For the Record. For the Record.
Informative, impartial, insightful.
This is your talk show.
1-800-534-8255. Your calls, your input. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome to For the Record. Today is Monday, the 19th day of August 2019. I trust that everyone had an enjoyable weekend, peaceful, restful one as well. And starting the work week on Monday today, that everything's going well for you. For those of you who are on the roads of the Cayman Islands, whether you're a cyclist, a pedestrian, operating any type of motorized vehicle on the roads of the Cayman Islands, we urge you to be extremely cautious. Please ensure that you observe the rules of the road, and always remember the life you save may be your own. For those of you who are celebrating birthdays today, we want to wish you a happy birthday. Those of you who may have celebrated one over the weekend as well, belated happy birthday to you. And we urge you that whatever you do, please do it in moderation as well. I want to thank you folks for allowing Radio Cayman and by extension For the Record into your homes, into your vehicles as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, whether it be an office cubicle or if you're working in the outdoors. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I am your host, Orrett Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. Our phone lines are always open. There is always someone there waiting to take your calls. The sheriff is back in town, so you will now enjoy that beautiful radio voice of Miss Susan Watson after her 2-week vacation break as well. So you can call us on our toll-free number provided courtesy of Flo. That toll-free number is 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037 and 949-6990. If you don't like to talk on the telephone, email us at fortherecord. That is one word, fortherecord at candw.ky. WhatsApp us on 925-3261, where we encourage you to send us a text message or leave us a voice note, the contents of which will be played during the course of the show. And of course, you can follow us on YouTube simply by subscribing to Radio Cayman live stream. There are several things that will be happening this morning. At 8 o'clock, we will have executives from the Cayman Islands Airport Authority with us to talk about the terminal refurbishment, the airside upgrade works project that is will soon commence. We will also be talking about recruitment and talent management, trainees, customer service, all of those good things we'll be talking about with executives from the Cayman Islands Airport Authority. Also, this morning, we're not sure what time, but we will be monitoring it closely. We may close the show off early because Radio Cayman will also be covering the Education Professionals Welcome event. I believe that's an event that takes place prior to the beginning of the school term, where there will be welcoming activities for the new teachers. I'm not sure if it also includes the old returning teachers as well, but that will be taking place, and Radio Cayman will be carrying it live once it commences. So just want to alert you to that fact as well. In the meantime, we're going to have our open mic segment until 8 o'clock, until the 8 o'clock news. And I want to start by sharing an article with you in relation to the British Virgin Islands. And before I share that article, I want to preface it by pointing out some of the reports that we were receiving about the financial health of the Cayman Islands from the government standpoint. And indications are that we have something like over $200 million in reserves, and the importance of having those reserves. Also, the importance of ensuring that all of those homeowners and businesses, if they can afford insurance, that they are insured. Also, in making sure that when it comes to disaster recovery, that we're on top of that as well, because it is very important, number one, that we be able to stand on our own 2 feet after in a natural disaster, in particular a hurricane, because we're in a hurricane season now, and the ability for us to recover as quickly as possible, not only from a business standpoint, but simply from a humanitarian standpoint as well. So the new Premier of the British Virgin Islands, the Honourable Andrew Fahey, I hope I pronounced that right, Fahie, Andrew Fahey, has indicated that the United Kingdom government wants the local government, that is the government of the British Virgin Islands, to relinquish control of the territory's financial portfolio in exchange for £300 million pound loan guarantee that it had promised to the British Virgin Islands. Now, remember that the British Virgin Islands experienced devastation by Hurricane Irma, I believe it was. That was in 2017. And they still haven't gotten that loan situation resolved yet. So, according to the Premier, in a statement that was issued only on the 16th of August, that would have been Friday, he described the situation as one of the most crucial that the British Virgin Islands have ever faced. He said, he's quoted as saying that at present, what the United Kingdom government is demanding in order for it to provide its guarantee is for the Virgin Islands to basically hand over almost full control, right? Basically hand over almost full control of the management of the territory's finances to the Recovery and Development Agency, known by the acronym RDA, which was set up at the request of the United Kingdom government. So the UK will provide the funds, but they want to have control over how they're spent. And by having control over the Recovery and Development Agency, that will give them the control that they want. And the Premier also said that this stringent request from the United Kingdom government is a direct result of what he said are the mismanaged practices and projects under the previous National Democratic Party administration. Of course, politicians always have this way of blaming the people who were in control prior to them taking control. Of course, in this particular instance, this new government has only been in place, I believe, less than 6 months, probably less than 3 months as well. And he also went on to list some of the projects such as that were mismanaged by the previous administration. The botched BVI Airways deal, where the British Virgin Islands lost $7.2 million. And I know a little bit about that by virtue of reading about it. And basically, some of those foreign charlatans came along with the whole idea of starting British Virgin Islands Airways, and the government anteed up something like $7 million for the startup. Have not been able to trace that, and they have not seen an aircraft, nor has a flight ever departed or landed in the British Virgin Islands since. He goes on to point out that it is unfair and unjust for the United Kingdom government to seek to penalize the people of the British Virgin Islands and this new government on the basis of actions of past governments. An administration that the people have rejected and voted out of office without the UK government and its representatives having exercised their roles in getting those matters investigated and properly ventilated, the Premier stated. He also points out that he assured the public that they will be kept up to date in terms of the matter, and he has scheduled a number of public meetings as well. Of course, this need for this £300 million loan guarantee from the United Kingdom government comes as a result of the BVI's financial house not being in order. Hence, my preface of this event taking place, what I said before presenting this to you, pointing out the importance of us having reserves, the importance of us having proper insurance plans in place, not only government, but private as well. And remember, during Hurricane Ivan as well, we had a situation where many people believe, including myself, that we did let one insurance company get off the hook here in the Cayman Islands when it came to government's insurance and government realizing the claims that they had against that particular insurance company as well. Time for us to take a commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In Roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the historical vignette series, sponsored by Cayman National Bank. Visit Cayman National Bank today for all of your financial needs. The Cayman Islands, he hath founded it upon the seas.
In 1904, Cayman Brac turtling captain and boat builder Daniel Jervis built a prototype Caymanian catboat named Terror, an obvious improvement on the previous canoe-style boats of the day. The Caymanian catboat was on average 16 feet long and drew no more than 8 inches of water. Painted in their distinctive catboat blue color, it provided effective camouflage when seen from below, permitting the crew to discreetly approach turtles.
Radio Cayman's historical facts vignettes are proudly brought to you by Cayman National, with branches on all 3 Cayman Islands. Visit Cayman National Bank today for all of your financial needs.
540 months.
16,425 days.
394,200 hours.
45 years.
That's how long we've been committed to serving you, and we won't stop there. Over the years, we have proudly grown with Cayman, making a difference in the community. That's why we're here, to stand by you.
We are Cayman National.
And we thank you for standing by us for 45 years and counting.
In 1996, Rotary Club Central led the way, initiating a disaster fund to prepare and assist our community toward recovery. The Rotary Clubs of the Cayman Islands then expanded this valuable instrument, the Rotary Cayman Disaster Fund. Thereafter, Rotary District 7020, a group of 86 clubs over 10 countries in 16 islands across the Northwest Caribbean, grew this idea, the Rotary District 7020 Disaster Fund. Today, this Rotary Central idea has worked relief and recovery, assisting communities throughout this region. Rotary, with you before, during, and after. Rotary, connecting the world.
It was a day that changed my life. No words can describe the feelings of seeing my baby boy sick for the first time. The overwhelming feeling of fear to be responsible for his health and happiness became my priority. So I did what any nurturing mother would do when their baby is sick. I took him to get some of the best medicine possible.
CTMH Doctors Hospital Pharmacy understands the importance of careful decisions you make every day for your family. Our staff work towards healthcare excellence and providing the most current and up-to-date training with pharmaceutical care, so you can feel confident in knowing that your family is safe with the right medication. At CTMH Doctors Hospital Pharmacy, we take care of your health.
Have you seen the latest?
Cayman has been ranked the most expensive place to live. It's time to buy smart. It's time to buy Ropers. Find everything for your home and kitchen at low prices at Ropers. Ropers Janitorial, 949-2511. Email janitorial@ropers.ky. Clean up your spending with Ropers Janitorial, 949-2511. Ropers Janitorial also offers complete janitorial service for commercial, industrial, and residential. They get the job done right every time. Ropers Janitorial, 949-2511.
Gym tonight?
I have another test today.
Wow, for somebody who isn't in school, you've had a lot of tests this week.
Well, Vamp Motors is giving out fresh baked cookies to customers who test drive SUVs this month. And since I haven't decided what to buy, I'm just test driving each one to see what I like best.
You better test drive that to the gym and back, especially with all those free cookies you're getting from Vamp.
Take a test drive for a sweet surprise this August at Vamp Motors. Test drive any SUV and receive a freshly baked cookie. It's our way of saying thanks for dropping by to check out our huge sale on every SUV in stock. Save up to $4,400 during Vamp's summer SUV sale. Now through the end of August. That's every SUV in stock on sale. Save up to $4,400 or put the savings towards upgrading your vehicle. Sweeten the deal with Vamp Motors, Walkers Road.
At Seaboard Marine, customers often ask us questions about their shipments.
Hi, I'm thinking of buying a car from the States. Which port do you ship out of?
Hi, we ship out of Miami, Houston, and Brooklyn. Just let us know your port of choice and we can provide you with a quotation and answer any questions you may have on insuring and protecting your vehicle during its journey.
Shipping shore to shore, Seaboard.
Cayman Water Company would like to advise the public of roadwork interruptions on West Bay Road between Pizza Hut and Royal Palms on Friday, August 16th, Saturday the 17th, and Monday, August 19th, between the hours of 7:30 a.m. and 5 p.m. Drivers are asked to proceed with caution and obey all traffic signs. That's roadwork and possible traffic delays on West Bay Road between Pizza Hut and Royal Palms from 7:30 a.m. until 5 p.m. on Friday, August 16th, Saturday the 17th, and Monday, August 19th.
System 1 loaded.
1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the record.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We have no guests in the studio. We will have in the studio with us after the 8 o'clock news executives from the Cayman Islands Airport Authority. We will be talking about the airport redevelopment project, also the airside activities, as well as staffing, recruitment, all of those things with executives from the Airports Authority. Also, sometime around 9 o'clock, we will be, Radio Cayman will be hosting carrying live the Education Professionals Welcome event that will take place around about 9 o'clock. Once that commences, then For the Record will end at that point in time as well. There's been something circulating on social media about an event, an alleged event that took place at the airport with some passengers coming from New York and issues, or what they claim as issues that they had with Customs and Border Control, and it is alleged that they were held up for about 4.5 hours in Customs. The interviewer, the person who appears as reporting this and also interviewing some of the travelers, the persons who were had their encounter with Customs and Border Control, pointed out several things about the issue. What I didn't see at the end of the clip or anywhere else whether or not they attempted to talk to the people from Customs and Border Control as well to get their end of the story, if they were prepared to provide that to that blogger or YouTuber. There's always this old adage that there are three sides to a story: your side, my side, and the truth. And I think it is important at the end of the day to get to the truth of the matter. What seems disturbing in the whole issue, and what was part of what was presented to those by the YouTuber, was the fact that it seems as if some of the individuals had multiple items, like, for instance, 2 or 3 colognes for a stay of 8 days, 2 or 3 deodorants for a stay of 8 days, clothing that didn't necessarily fit their size, but at the same time, the excuse was given that, it depends on the make. Sometimes I wear large, but it was a medium size. I would say my opinion is that there's a huge difference between medium and large. It seems as if at the end of the presentation that there was options that Customs gave the travelers. You leave the excess, you collect it when you're leaving, or you pay the duties on it. And it seems as if Customs may have been exercising the discretion that they have in terms of increasing, whether or not it's doubling or quadrupling the fees, that was done as well. But it is extremely important for us, while we may have a human interest story, to first of all get that story correct. And one way to do that is that you need to have a corroborating evidence you should hear the other side of the coin as well, the other side of the argument. You should hear them as well. It does not appear as if that was done, but at the same time, Customs and Border Control seem to have been the bad guys in this particular instance, and I'm not sure that that is the case. We have to be extremely careful. At the same time, I also want to say that Customs and Border Control should, while they're charged with enforcing the law, they also have to weigh in the balance the pros and cons, whether or not the duties of a few dollars on certain items is worth the public embarrassment and the public, the negative reporting and negative press that can come from that as well. So that balance has to maintain. But whether or not Customs will determine whether this, what has been put out there on social media, deserves any response at all, we will wait and see. But a little bit disturbed about the way that it was projected. I think it was certainly, weighed more to one side and against Customs and Border Control and the Cayman Islands authorities and their ability and their sworn duty to enforce the laws as well. Folks, we've reached the top of the hour, 8 o'clock news. When we return, hopefully we will have our guests in the studio, and we will be talking about activities at the Cayman Islands Airport authorities. So please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back immediately after the 8 o'clock news.
Price Right is Grand Cayman's warehouse shopping superstore, making your dollar go further with huge savings and no membership fees. Get more of the things you use every day at the right price. But it's not just grocery and health and beauty. Price Right has a full range of products from office to automotive, patio furnishings to kitchen appliances, and even electronics. And since warehouse prices mean savings for you, everything is priced right at Price Right, Grand Cayman's warehouse shopping superstore.
And studio time by Price Right is 8 a.m.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
Access. Information. Your community. News and information. Radio Cayman is your choice, your voice for today's biggest news. Radio Cayman.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. In an effort to correct what he describes as graphic misinformation surrounding the alleged rape of a Bordentown teen, Police Commissioner Derek Byrne holds a rare Saturday press conference.
There is no complaint of a criminal nature made to us relating to an assault that allegedly occurred on a child victim in the Bordentown area late July. No verifiable information and no criminal complaint made. In fact, it's unsubstantiated, the information that's circulated in the public domain at the moment.
Commissioner Byrne says the police and Department of Children and Family Services have been working closely with the people at the center of the situation after an online post which made the allegations. Mr. Byrne says there is a referral from the hospital which followed the mandated child safeguarding process.
With absolute clarity, we're saying there is absolutely no report of a physical or a sexual assault on this child.
Citing confidentiality issues, the commissioner was not able to reveal more on the circumstances, but said officers have flown to the U.S. to visit with the mother of the teen. He said the entire thing was not only causing tension and stress in the community, but causing the family of the teen a great deal of distress in an already distressing situation. Police are investigating a West Bay mugging. The Royal Cayman Islands Police Service says shortly after 10 p.m. Thursday night, officers were sent to a robbery call on Mount Pleasant Road near Vibe Lane. A woman had been walking when she was approached from behind by an unknown man on a bicycle who attempted to snatch her phone away. She was able to keep hold of the phone. However, the man then grabbed a chain from her neck, rode off on the bicycle in the direction of Meadow Avenue. Police say the woman was not injured in the incident. This summer continues to see minimal change in local gas prices, with only a slight increase reported over the last week. According to the Overall Retail Network weekly analysis done by the Utility and Competition Regulation Office, regular gasoline across all three islands is $4.50 a gallon, which is just a penny increase over prices clocked on August 3rd. Premium gasoline is $4.92 a gallon, another 1 cent increase, while diesel is sitting at $4.52. For a quick comparison, 6 months ago, gas prices in Grand Cayman were clocking in at $4.22 for regular, $4.63 for premium, and $4.47 for diesel. For Grand Cayman, the average price of gasoline is now $4.72 a gallon. The cheapest is at Barkham Red Bay, where Offreg says it's $4.41 a gallon. Cayman Brack's average is sitting at $5.04, while folks on Little Cayman are still paying $5.97 a gallon. On the diesel side of things, the average price for Grand Cayman is $4.49 a gallon. The cheapest is reportedly being sold at the Georgetown refill station at $4.17. The average price of gasoline in Florida fell this week to $2.41 U.S. for regular and $3.04 for premium, according to AAA. Log on to offreg.ky for a full breakdown. And Colors carried little more than 5,000 green iguanas to the landfill for counting between August 12th and August 17th. The weekly numbers have been steadily falling over the summer months from a peak of just under 30,000 the second week of June. The cull is a nationwide effort to stamp out the invasive species. So far, 846,000 greenies have been culled since the start of the program on August 29th. You can find the full breakdown and the latest numbers at doe.ky. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which will take us out of the newscast. I'm Karsley Fuller from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
BBC News with Jerry Smith. Syria has accused Turkey of sending a munitions convoy across the border into northwest Syria to help insurgents fight government forces advancing on the strategic town of Khan Sheikhoun. There are reports that Syrian and Russian airstrikes have been used to try to hinder the convoy's progress. Iran's foreign minister has said that any mediation aimed at ending its standoff with Washington should focus on bringing the US back to the 2015 nuclear deal from which it withdrew last year. Javad Zarif reiterated that unless this happens, Iran has no interest in talks with the US. Sudan's ousted President Omar al-Bashir has arrived in court in the capital Khartoum for trial on corruption charges. After he was ousted in April, millions of dollars in cash were seized from his house. Queen Elizabeth's second son, Prince Andrew, has described as abhorrent suggestions that he would participate in or condone the exploitation of any human being. Buckingham Palace said the prince was appalled that Jeffrey Epstein had sexually abused dozens of young girls. BBC News.
Access. Information. What's happening in your community? News and information, music and more. You can find us. www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Radio Cayman is your choice, your voice for today's biggest news. Radio Cayman. The best back-to-school sale is now at Reflections. Buy one, get one half price on all back-to-school shoes. Over 100 styles of your favorite brands. Nike, Adidas, Puma, Reebok, and more. Back-to-school savings on shoes for toddlers, children, teens, and adults. Buy one pair, get the second pair half price. Or buy one pair of shoes and get a backpack half priced. The best back-to-school sale at Reflections. Now located on Shedden Road, across from Napa Auto Parts. Beside Mango Tree. Reflections.
Kind of like one surgery fits all. You're saying, that's not necessary. That's not going to be the case with me. That's good to hear.
For the Health of It is proudly brought to you by
Eating Clean. Wake back up to quality foods with eatingclean.com. That's clean with a K. EATINGKLEAN.com.
The time to invest in Cayman Brac is now. Contact Paradise Realty to invest in your future today at 925-7275 or email info@paradiserealtycyb.com.
It was great catching up with you. I've got to go pick up my prescription at Healthcare Pharmacy in Grand Harbour.
But you live in West Bay. Do you know you can go to Healthcare Pharmacy in Governor Square, their second location?
Really?
Yes, and if you go to healthcarepharmacy.ky, you can refill and transfer your prescriptions online and collect at either location.
That's so convenient. Thanks. I'm off to Healthcare Pharmacy in Governor Square.
Healthcare Pharmacy Grand Harbour, Healthcare Pharmacy Governor Square, and always healthcarepharmacy.ky.
Are you going away but still need to verify your signature on the cruise port referendum petition? Then head to the elections office before you leave to confirm your details with officials. Have you signed the petition and are currently off island? Email the elections office today for verification assistance at office@elections.ky.
Radio Cayman 3 to 6 mix on the weekdays.
Tune in, turn it up, listen.
Sponsored by the Cayman Islands Football Association, SIFA, building a better future for Cayman football. Savannah Pharmacy. Remember, they are always just around the corner with everything your family needs. And convenient opening hours, including Sundays and holidays. Savannah Pharmacy. For more information, call 946-3336.
Every day. All the time.
Ultimate party show in the afternoon. Radio Cayman Super Jam.
A pleasant good morning. Time now for the latest weather report. Current temperature is 82 degrees. Relative humidity is 92%. Barometric pressure 29.94 inches and rising. The wind is east at 10 knots. Overnight low temperature was 83 degrees. Synopsis indicate a tropical wave moving over the Western Caribbean will interact with an upper level trough and support scattered showers and thunder across the Cayman area for the next 24 hours. Radar images show scattered showers over the Cayman area moving towards the west. Now the forecast for today and tonight, calling for cloudy skies with a 60% chance of showers and thunder, and showers will be locally heavy at times, and temperatures will rise to the upper 80s today and fall to the upper 70s tonight. Winds will be easterly at 10 to 15 knots. Seas will be slight to moderate with wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. Today's high tide will occur this morning at 11:44, low tide this evening at 5:24, and a high tide again tonight at 11:31. The sun will set this evening at 6:49 and will rise tomorrow morning at 8 minutes past 6. And the outlook is calling for a decrease in shower activity from tomorrow afternoon as the tropical wave weakens and the upper level trough moves west of the Cayman area.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
Mondays just got a whole lot better thanks to Subway's Monday Madness. Each Monday in August, buy any 6-inch or foot-long sub and a large fountain drink, get another sub of equal or lesser value for free. Mondays never tasted so good with Subway's 2-for-1 Monday Madness. Buy a 6-inch or foot-long sub and a large fountain drink and get another sub of equal or lesser value for free. Every Monday in August, Monday Madness is available at all Subway locations except the airport. Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
Hey, are those new glasses on Will?
Yeah, we went to Optical Outlook. Wham, bam, easy exam. Finally, an exam he could pass. And we had the glasses the next day. Easiest part of our back-to-school shopping for sure.
Book your child's eye exam today at Optical Outlook. Call 746-2020. Get half off a complete pair of glasses with any student's eye exam now until August 31st. Come see the difference with Optical Outlook, located in Caymanian Village.
Terms and conditions apply.
Let's take a look at what's happening on our roads. Coming from the east, steady but flowing traffic, and some sections busy. Coming off of Bobby Thompson Way, moderate flow of traffic. And on Hulta Avenue, little steady traffic there. On Thomas Russell Way, traffic flowing moderately. And traffic steady but flowing coming from the Butterfield roundabout, heading towards the Industrial Park area, but nothing to worry about too much. Coming from the West Bay, four-way stop, light to moderate traffic flow. Godfrey Nixon Way looking moderate as traffic is flowing moderately on Eastern Avenue as well. And that's the very latest on your traffic. Join us again at about 10 minutes after 12. We'll update you traffic-wise. Safe driving, Cayman Islands.
Excuse me, I noticed you from afar.
Really? Me?
Well, not you. The KFC sandwich you're eating?
Oh, Zinger.
Sorry, I'm not trying to be funny.
No, it's called the Zinger Sandwich. Crunchy, juicy, 100% chicken breast, crisp lettuce, sweet mayo on a seeded bun with a little zing. KFC's chicken is not factory breaded, frozen and refried like the Burger Boys. Customize your KFC Zinger and dip it in barbecue sauce.
Wow, now I'm starting to notice you too.
KFC, it's finger licking good.
Wednesday, August 21 at 4 p.m. You are invited to the grand opening of the new Superior Auto Apprenticeship Center on Seymour Drive. New opportunity, new beginnings, new home for Caymanian youth seeking career training and certification in high-demand trades like automotive repairs, air conditioning, refrigeration, plumbing, electrical, metal fabrication, and more. Come witness, celebrate the cutting of the ribbon. At 4 p.m. Wednesday afternoon, August 21, another milestone. The Superior Auto Apprenticeship Center, a not-for-profit program successfully training and creating employment alignment since 2010. Purpose and fulfillment.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning, and welcome back to For the Record. In the studio with me, we have three executives from the Cayman Islands Airport Authority. Before I introduce them, I just want to point out that what we're going to do is we're going to close the phone lines off at first because we want the panel here to be able to lay a foundation in terms of the discussion. And if there is time for us to entertain questions and comments, we will do so. Meanwhile, I will encourage our listening and viewing audience that if you do have questions or comments and you're unable to wait until we open the phone lines, then email us at For The Record. That is one word, For The Record, at candw.ky, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261. If you do that, then you're almost 100% assured that your comments will be shared with our panel, and attempts will be made to answer a question if you have it, or to address any concern that you may have as well. So it is my pleasure to have in the studio with me this morning Mr. Albert Anderson, who's the Chief Executive Officer at the Cayman Islands Airport Authority, Mr. Wayne DaCosta, who's the Chief Airport Operations Officer, and Mr. Mario Ebanks, who's the Chief Human Resources Officer. Gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Morning, Rossi.
Morning. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, yep. And we're going to be discussing the Owen Roberts International Airport redevelopment and recruitment drive in the Cayman Islands. And we'll start with none other. Go right straight to the top, the CEO, Mr. Anderson.
Thanks, Rossi. Well, again, it's a pleasure to be here this morning.
Go right ahead.
To just talk about what's going on at the airport. As everybody knows, we've been working over the last 3.5 years on the terminal redevelopment. And that project is, from a construction perspective, is now just about closed. We're just going through the, some post-construction closeout items on the construction, and then we go into the final accounting on the project. But as one winds down, another one winds up. Mm-hmm. So we're starting on the airfield development project, or the airfield upgrade project, which includes some runway works and some other works on the airfield. And then, of course, we like to talk a little bit about our recruitment and our talent management. On the terminal expansion, I think everybody has seen the building since it's been completed, and we've really found that it has helped quite a bit with the problems we were facing 3 years ago, or up to 2 years ago, with the congestion at the old building. And anyone that's gone through there in the past year will see that we've got quite a bit more space. It's some 5 times bigger than the old building, and really it's much more appealing to the eye. So I know that there have been some challenges during the course of going through this, but as with any construction project, and in particular one where we're doing refurbishment, that's not unexpected. But every challenge has been met with a firm sort of commitment and a desire to resolve and to prevent it happening again. And I think we've got through all those challenges quite well. So here we are now launching into another big project, and there are similar challenges. Trying to resurface a runway when it's the only one you have is always going to be a challenge. And everyone will have seen the recent announcement in the paper that we're not doing the runway closures again that we had originally spoken about. And the reason for that, the reason we were doing the runway closures was that September, October is our slowest month of the year.
Okay.
And Tuesdays is always the slowest day of the year, of the week, sorry. And so every Tuesday in September and October we were going to shut down the runway so we could get an extended period of work. Unfortunately, we've spent a lot of time since the award of the contract in negotiating the terms and conditions of the contract, not the price. The price is what it is. That's what was bid. But it's about the terms and conditions and how we execute the project. And that's taken us a couple of months, probably a couple of months longer than we expected. And so we don't have a signed contract yet. September's around the corner. It's impossible for us to meet that time frame again. So the runway work, and I'm specific about the runway because the project is about more than just a runway. But the runway work itself will now be done later on, probably early in the new year, but it'll be done nightly over a period of about 4 months.
Okay, has that meant that users of the runway, in particular the airlines, had to readjust schedules as a result of the changes?
So because we're doing it outside the normal operating hours of the airport, all scheduled flights are fine. They won't be impacted at all. What will be impacted is if a flight is delayed past the normal, then that's a challenge we need to address. And then also, as with the Tuesday closures, medical evacuations, which we have a plan for.
Okay. Can we go back to the refurbishing and the expansion of the airport terminal itself and some of those teething problems? We saw social media pointing out issues in terms of leaking. We hear some taxi drivers call and complain about the situation where they're at, and when there's inclement weather, in particular when it's raining, passengers having to be exposed to the rain. Of course, while we may live in paradise,
can't avoid rain, right?
Right. There are certain things that you can't avoid, and everything can't be nice and cushy. But have some of those concerns been addressed as well?
Yeah, I'll say first of all on the leakage problem. I'll just say that it's not a leak. It was not a leak.
Okay.
I'll ask Wayne to explain where we are with that. But before he does that, I'll just talk about the taxi issue. So we've heard the feedback from the taxi operators, and we've come up with a solution, which is that whenever it rains, we now divert them to a covered area to pick up their passengers. But it's not stopping there. We're still having discussions with them. There's still feedback from them that they're not quite happy with that. So we will continue discussions with them and the bus operators to see how best we can resolve the problem for everybody. But at present, the issue of passengers getting wet is resolved by moving the taxi pickup to a covered area when it rains.
Okay. Now, does the authority have the financial wherewithal if you needed to take corrective action in terms of additional works to address this issue? Are you in a position
we probably would have if we weren't trying to upgrade a runway. But it depends. There are solutions to every problem. It may not necessarily be that we have to cover the entire driveway in front of the airport. So we'll look to see what's the best solution in terms of addressing their needs and also something that we can afford.
Excellent.
So Wayne, if you could just go through
Good morning, Mr. Connor.
Good morning, Mr. DeFoster.
For having me. With respect to the water in the terminal, that was due to the cistern access manholes, water coming up through the access manholes. Now, why are these manholes inside the building, where before the redevelopment it was outside the building?
Okay.
And so therefore they were incorporated within the structure on the inside, which, whatever reason, we didn't have any sort of monitoring, means of electronic monitoring, which we are now implementing to electronically with float switches and so on to monitor the level of the cistern. In order to also have it pumped out, we're installing a set of pumps as well that would automatically discharge the water when it reaches a certain threshold. So we're working on that right now as we speak. And in the meanwhile, we're doing very vigilant physical monitoring of the cisterns in order not to ensure that this should I say, upsurge of water from the cisterns does not reoccur. So never say never, but we're doing everything we can to prevent it from happening again.
I just want to add to that the of course that event was, I wouldn't say, it's always to be expected in Cayman because it can happen, and it did happen. But it was a very large amount of water in a very short period of time.
Yes.
What we had in place was an overflow system that should normally take care of, if the cistern rises, there's an overflow pipe that would take it out to a deep well. But that pipe was overwhelmed due to the volume and in a short period of time. So we've also increased the capacity of that. So it was going into one deep well. We now have two deep wells.
Okay.
So we've increased the capacity of that as well as what Wayne spoke about.
Okay. Back to you. I'll have you co-moderate the show.
I need something to do when I finish. So back to the airside work.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So if we go back to the airside work, so that project is about refurbishing the runway, and the reason we need to refurbish the runway, if I can go back a little bit, is that the runway is actually in reasonably good condition.
Okay.
However, we now have a 777 landing on it, which is larger, heavier, and demands more of a runway than what we used to.
Okay.
So in order for it to continue to be in good shape, we have to refurbish it. Otherwise, it will deteriorate over a short period of time. So we got the runway refurbishing. We're also lengthening it a short bit, something like 800 feet, 900 feet maybe, towards the road. We won't be closing the road at the end of the runway, and we don't close roads anyway. That's the NRA's job. But the NRA still needs that capacity, and we understand that. So we're taking out as far as we can within the fence, and that's going to add another 900 feet to the existing runway. That will not be available for landing, but just for takeoff. So you have additional takeoff, which will allow aircraft to go further afield from Cayman. So in order to do that, we have to fill the ponds at the end of the runway as part of the project as well. And that also does another thing for us, which is removes a hazard, which is wildlife, birds, etc., which don't tend to go well with aircraft. Additionally, we're going to be installing a perimeter road, which is required by regulation. We've never really had a road, so we drive on the grass. So we're going to be installing a perimeter road, which will be using the aggregate that we mill from the runway. So the cost of that is very little. And we're going to be expanding the apron. Today we have 8 Code C parking pits, and Code C is the type of aircraft that, for example, a 737 is.
Okay.
And we're going to increase that to 12. 12. So we can park 12 Code C aircraft or two of the 777 type aircraft. And we'll be able to park it properly, because people that go by the airport when British Airways is on the ground will see that it's parked at an angle. We'll now be able to park it straight in as the aircraft. So those are the elements of that particular project. And as I said, while the runway works will happen later in the project, the overall project timeline won't be impacted. We'll start some of the other works as soon as we can after the contract is signed. And, we expect that overall it'll be about a 9-month project.
9-month project. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. We don't want to leave the recruitment people out of this, and we had the pleasure of having Mr. Mario call in on the show, a few weeks ago, and talk about some of the good things that the CIAA is doing as well in terms of their effort and determination to employ Caymanians. When we return, we're going to take a commercial break. When we return, we will hear from Mr. Mario Ebanks about the recruitment efforts being made by the Cayman Islands Airport Authority. So please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
At Seaboard Marine, customers often ask us questions about their shipments.
Hi, I'm thinking of buying a car from the States. Which port do you ship out of?
Hi, we ship out of Miami, Houston, and Brooklyn. Just let us know your port of choice and we can provide you with a quotation and answer any questions you may have on insuring and protecting your vehicle during its journey.
Shipping shore to shore, Seaboard.
Sometimes having a middleman is not a bad thing, especially when it comes to insurance. Do you know that when it comes to cost, ease, speed, and peace of mind, insurance brokers ranked higher than when customers buy direct? So, for all your insurance needs, call Fidelity Insurance. We're the middleman you want. Call us today at 949-7822. Fidelity. We're good for you.
In 1996, Rotary Club Central led the way initiating a disaster fund to prepare and assist our community toward recovery. The Rotary Clubs of the Cayman Islands then expanded this valuable instrument, the Rotary Cayman Disaster Fund. Thereafter, Rotary District 7020, a group of 86 clubs over 10 countries in 16 islands across the Northwest Caribbean, grew this idea, the Rotary District 7020 Disaster Fund. Today, this Rotary Central idea has worked relief and recovery, assisting communities throughout this region. Rotary, with you before, during, and after. Rotary, connecting the world.
Gym tonight?
I have another test today.
Wow, for somebody who isn't in school, you've had a lot of tests this week.
Well, That Motors is giving out fresh baked cookies to customers who test drive SUVs this month. And since I haven't decided what to buy, I'm just test driving each one to see what I like best.
You better test drive that to the gym and back, especially with all those free cookies you're getting from Vamped.
Take a test drive for a sweet surprise this August at Vamped Motors. Test drive any SUV and receive a freshly baked cookie. It's our way of saying thanks for dropping by to check out our huge sale on every SUV in stock. Save up to $4,400 during Vamp's summer SUV sale. Now through the end of August. That's every SUV in stock on sale. Save up to $4,400 or put the savings towards upgrading your vehicle. Sweeten the deal with Vamped Motors, Walkers Road.
It was a day that changed my life. No words can describe the feelings of seeing my baby boy sick for the first time. The overwhelming feeling of fear to be responsible for his health and happiness became my priority. So I did what any nurturing mother would do when their baby is sick. I took him to get some of the best medicine possible.
CTMH Doctors Hospital Pharmacy understands the importance of careful decisions you make every day for your family. Our staff work towards healthcare excellence and providing the most current and up-to-date training with pharmaceutical care, so you can feel confident in knowing that your family is safe with the right medication. At CTMH Doctors Hospital Pharmacy, we take care of your health.
Support our port, support our tourism.
The cruise berthing facility will not have any upland development, which means cruise lines will not own or operate any retail or commercial space within the cruise terminal. This is a win for Cayman.
Looking forward, looking bright. Support our port, support our tourism.
Have you seen the latest? Cayman has been ranked the most expensive place to live. It's time to buy smart. It's time to buy Ropers. Find everything for your home and kitchen at low prices at Ropers. Ropers Janitorial, 949-2511. Email janitorial@ropers.ky. Clean up your spending with Ropers Janitorial, 949-2511. Ropers Janitorial also offers complete janitorial service for commercial, industrial, and residential. They get the job done right every time. Ropers Janitorial, 949-2511.
Congratulations, it's a boy.
During the greatest events of your life, whether or not you have the right health insurance coverage should be the last thing on your mind. That's why at Fidelity Health, we are committed to helping you get matched with the right plan to suit you and your family. We offer a range of plans to suit your budget, plus access to a network of quality care throughout the Caribbean and the USA. You can relax and enjoy life's greatest moments when you are covered with Fidelity Health. Call us today at 949-7822 for a free quote.
System 1 loaded.
1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. It is my pleasure to have in the studio with me this morning executives from the Cayman Islands Airport Authority. We're talking about the Owen Roberts International Airport Redevelopment and Recruitment Project. With me in the studio is the CEO of the Cayman Islands Airport Authority, Mr. Albert Anderson, the Chief Airport Operations Officer, Mr. Wayne DaCosta, and the Chief Human Resource Officer, Mr. Mario Ebanks. We're going to talk now about the recruitment and talent management. They want to hear a little bit about the ATC trainees, the EEO trainees, and Mr. Mario will tell you what those acronyms stand for. As well as the Customer Service Ambassador Program, something that we heard Mr. Mario Ebanks call in and talk about on For the Record, I think what might have been last week as well. Mr. Ebanks.
Thank you, Mr. Orrett. Thank you very much for having us, and you're doing a very good job. And I'm very happy to be here with my colleagues, Mr. Albert and Mr. Ween. And I want to give a shout out to all of our other colleagues who are hard at work already, airside or landside at the airport in Grand Cayman and Cayman Bryant. We have a good story to tell about our talent management and our recruitment opportunities. We have 214 employees at the moment at the authority, so it's growing, and we have a head count slightly beyond that, approved head count. So we're trying to fill a number of vacancies as well. But in that mix of 214 employees, we only have 7 work permits. And prior to February of this year, we only had 1 work permit. So we've had to, as you've heard in the news and in your show, and I thank you very much for the opportunity to call into your show once in a while, and I appreciate the opportunity to impart some information as a forerunner to us coming here, of course. But we have had to employ a number of experienced air traffic controllers, and because of the pool being small on the islands, we've had to look further afield and to get experienced air traffic controllers, those that are suitable for our environment. So not necessarily radar operators, which we don't have, more procedural. So it took a bit of work to do so. But because of regulatory requirements, we had to do that. We had to improve or increase our complement of air traffic controllers. And we'll tell you some more about that if time allows.
Sure.
So we've hired 5 so far. I think we're looking at maybe 8 or 9 experienced controllers, and we hired 5 so far. They're on staff now. They're going through the necessary regulatory checkouts and getting to know our environment and everything. But in concert with that, we also are matching them with Caymanian trainees. So we also hired 4 young Caymanian air traffic control trainees, and they are progressing well. And we plan to send them into Trinidad in September for maybe a 4 to 6 month, depending on what program they take, training program. And right now they're attached to experienced controllers as capacity allows, and supervisors working with them on the desks. And also what we do is we put them to another department, at first called the Aeronautical Information Services Department, AIS Department. They get to understand about MET and weather and other logistics. So the plan is that we have 9 or so experienced controllers and 9 or so Caymanian trainees that we match them with. And within, hopefully, 3 years, we'll fully Caymanize the department again with our own air traffic controllers. We've had very, very small turnover in the air traffic control department. We've had probably, 1 to 2%, really. But because of the regulatory requirement to increase head count, that plus even a minuscule turnover, we still have a problem. We have a Caymanian air traffic control manager, Eric Borden, 2 Caymanian supervisors, Robert Bogus and Jonathan Shute, and then we have a wonderful scattering of very good Caymanians who've had a lot of experience, and some who are fairly new in Grand Cayman and Cayman Brac. So, but we're having a bit of a challenge, as I said to you previously, and we talked about attracting and having the trainees pass the little, not a little, but it's a test. It's not a technical test. It's more to do with basic logic and stuff that you should learn in high school and read about and stuff like that. So we've had some issues, and right now we're trying to recruit another cohort, and we've tested I think like 22 applicants, and maybe 3 of them are at the point where they could be considered when you take the actual tests, as well as the online assessment that we do as well, which again looks at behaviours. So we're calling out for. We've gone to places like SciFec, UCCI. We've gone to the Scholarship Secretariat, NWDA work. We've gone to the schools. We've advertised locally. We've come on your wonderful show as well.
Yes, that's right.
And so we're trying to get people Caymanians to apply. And people who want that as a career, because it's a commitment. It's a commitment for the organisation, because we're going to send people overseas, all expenses paid, and they get the salary as well while they're there, and to give them a good career. And you can move all the way up to Mr. Anderson's post as CEO eventually once you get the basics. So our HR department is very small. We have 214 employees, but we only have 3 in our HR department. So we have a very lean operation, and we try to do as best we can with empowering the managers to do some of that important managerial work as well, which is human capital. But what we do to inspire that is to have a very active learning and development program and talent management program. We have developed what you call, we looked at our organization and see what skills jobs require. And so we do like a skills analysis of each job, and then we try to do also look at what those post holders have, and you have a gap in between, and you have a skills gap, and we're trying to then close that gap by aggressive learning maps across the board, and that's what we're working on to, like I said, recruit good people and retain good people, and so that's the general kind of landscape in terms of talent management.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break because we're told that the educational conference may start soon. So we have to take this commercial break, and we will return with our guests after this short break.
It was a day that changed my life. No words can describe the feelings of seeing my baby boy sick for the first time. The overwhelming feeling of fear to be responsible for his health and happiness became my priority. So I did what any nurturing mother would do when their baby is sick. I took him to get some of the best medicine possible.
CTMH Doctors Hospital Pharmacy understands the importance of careful decisions you make every day for your family. Our staff work towards healthcare excellence and providing the most current and up-to-date training with pharmaceutical care, so you can feel confident in knowing that your family is safe with the right medication. At CTMH Doctors Hospital Pharmacy, we take care of your health.
Have you seen the latest? Cayman has been ranked the most expensive place to live. It's time to buy smart. It's time to buy Ropers. Find everything for your home and kitchen at low prices at Ropers. Ropers Janitorial, 949-2511. Email janitorial@ropers.ky. Clean up your spending with Ropers Janitorial, 949-2511. Ropers Janitorial also offers complete janitorial service for commercial, industrial, and residential. They get the job done right every time. Ropers Janitorial, 949-2511.
In 1996, Rotary Club Central led the way initiating a disaster fund to prepare and assist our community toward recovery. The Rotary Clubs of the Cayman Islands then expanded this valuable instrument, the Rotary Cayman Disaster Fund. Thereafter, Rotary District 7020, a group of 86 clubs over 10 countries in 16 islands across the Northwest Caribbean, grew this idea, the Rotary District 7020 Disaster Fund. Today, this Rotary Central idea has worked relief and recovery, assisting communities throughout this region. Rotary, with you before, during, and after. Rotary, connecting the world.
Gym tonight?
I have another test today.
Wow, for somebody who isn't in school, you've had a lot of tests this week.
Well, Vamp Motors is giving out fresh baked cookies to customers who test drive SUVs this month. And since I haven't decided what to buy, I'm just test driving each one to see what I like best.
You better test drive that to the gym and back, especially with all those free cookies you're getting from Vamp.
Take a test drive for a sweet surprise this August at Vamp Motors. Test drive any SUV and receive a freshly baked cookie. It's our way of saying thanks for dropping by to check out our huge sale on every SUV in stock. Save up to $4,400 during Vamp's summer SUV sale. Now through the end of August. That's every SUV in stock on sale. Save up to $4,400 or put the savings towards upgrading your vehicle. Sweeten the deal with Vamp Motors, Walkers Road.
At Logic, we make things better for our customers. It's why we're offering free Boost Wi-Fi. With Boost, you get improved Wi-Fi connectivity everywhere in your home, so there's no more dead zones. The only people we're not making this better for is parents. Because now with seamless Wi-Fi in every room in your home, go to your room isn't really the punishment it used to be. Sorry about that. Sign up now for any Logic Bundle package and get free Boost Wi-Fi for a limited time. Visit logic.ky for details.
At Seaboard Marine, customers often ask us questions about their shipments.
I have various items coming from different suppliers that I need to ship to Cayman. Do you offer consolidation?
Yes, Seaboard Marine offers consolidation for full and less than container loads. We can hold your packages at our Miami warehouse until everything arrives and ship it all in one go. And we have the best rates to Grand Cayman. Visit seaboardmarine.com for more information.
Shipping shore to shore,
Sometimes things just don't go as planned. That's why you need Contractors All Risk Insurance from Fidelity Insurance Brokers. Ensure you're covered in the event of property damage and third-party injury or damage claims during your construction projects. And with Fidelity Insurance Brokers, you can be sure you are getting competitive pricing and superior customer service. Call us today for a free quote. Fidelity, we're good for you.
For the record with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matter. For the record with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're talking with executives from the Cayman Islands Airport Authority. Just want to remind our listening audience that we will be breaking off to cover the education professional welcome event at around about 9 o'clock. If it starts at that point in time as well. Meanwhile, we're going to continue to talk about the airport redevelopment and expansion project, the airport airfield upgrade project, as well as the recruitment and talent management drive that is taking place at the Cayman Islands Airport Authority. Back to you, Mr. Mario.
Thank you, Mr. Orrett. Yeah, so continuing then, we have a number of other positions available also at the Airports Authority in Grand Cayman and Cayman Brac, other than the air traffic control trainees. We have a EEO trainee, which is Electronic Engineering Officer trainee. That's a job for a young Caymanian who will also come on possessing the requirements. It's obviously a technical job, so there's a number of technical requirements for it in terms of basic education preparation. But electronic engineering officer trainee, that's being advertised now on the website, which is CIA@CaymanAirports.com. We also have that job. We also have financial analysts. We have accounts officers. We have 2 accounts officers vacant. We have a couple of security officers in Cayman Brac and 1 or 2 in Grand Cayman as well. AIS officers, which is Aeronautical Information Services officers in Cayman Brac. And we have airport operations manager and CNS manager position, technical position, but those are also up for grabs. So people can look at the website for Airports Authority and otherwise call the Airports Authority to get further details. But there are a number of very exciting opportunities, junior level as well as mid-management level. But finally, I want to end with the airport customer service ambassadors. Mm-hmm. Those are not employees. They're contractors, independent contractors. They're required to have their own business license, which costs like $75 a year, so it's not anything at all. And they'll have to have their own pension and health insurance. We pay a straight hourly rate of $11 CI, and they can work, flexible in terms of what their time allows, whether they have another job or a part-time job or whatever. But it's a very, very important role, and we need 20 of those ambassadors. We have, I think, 12 now. And we're looking for good people who like to help, who are on the front lines, who can answer questions, who know Cayman, and who are good ambassadors to be on the front line. So we want to encourage folks also to look at our website and to contact the Airports Authority if they're interested in being an airport customer service ambassador to work towards fulfilling our mission and vision of bringing excellence to the airport experience of our traveling public.
Okay. I want to get some final comments from the CEO as well as the Chief Airports Officer as well.
Okay, so I just want to circle back a little bit, OC, at the terminal. I know that we've had some discussion about, even though we've expanded the terminal, we're still feeling the pinch on Saturdays in particular. Saturdays is our busiest day of the week throughout the year. And basically, what we've had happen since the expansion to the airport was conceptualized is phenomenal growth in passenger throughput, and we measure arrivals plus departures as our throughput. When we designed the building, it was 1 million passengers per annum flowing through the airport. Today it's 1.4 million, but it wasn't a steady growth to 1.4. Last year we saw a 21% increase. Last year we saw a 21% increase, which is significant. It was probably about 200,000 over the previous year, and so that's what we've been dealing with. So our master plan was that this airport terminal would take us, based on the previous 10 years of organic growth, would take us through to 2032. We're now at the numbers we were expecting to see in 2028. Wow. So that's what we've been dealing with, and again, it's a good challenge to have, and we will deal with it. But if people are wondering why, those are the reasons why.
Okay.
Secondly, I just want to say that speak a little bit about the concessions program, which we did that by competitive bid, and we filled probably 70% of the spaces through that process. Some of those spaces are still being built out by the tenants. So we're going to be putting back out another bid for, I think it's about 5 spaces that we still have left to fill, and you can expect to see that in the newspapers end of this month, early September. So it's an ongoing process. We didn't do anything at Oriya for quite a long time. And I just want to say that from here on, it's going to be a continuous process, because if we stop, we'll get back to where we were before, and we don't want that to happen. I also want to say before I close, Cayman Brac is very important to us. Charles Cook International Airport also had some work done, upgraded the bathrooms, expansion of the departure hall, and there's still work going on there today, so they're in the picture as well. Shout out to all the staff at Charles Cook and Oriya.
Yes.
Doing a fantastic job keeping things going while we were doing the work. Thank you all very much.
Okay. Anything you want to add, Mr. DaCosta, before we go, very quickly?
No, not much, because these guys
they covered everything.
Sorry.
they just about covered everything. Mario talked about the staff, because a lot of the staff he mentioned, are within my area. We have he talked about air traffic controllers. He talked about electronic engineering officers, and these are jobs and roles that have the potential to move up within the organization if they come in with the right attitude and right. Should we say maybe educational standards as well, which is quite important.
Be prepared to work their way up the ladder.
Exactly. Yes. So we encourage all Caymanians out there to go on our website and have a look at the jobs that are available and apply. We are looking for Caymanian air traffic controllers. So we are working through, I think, a list right now of ones that did apply, and we may be having to advertise again in the near future.
I got to go to our conference now, and I apologize for having to abbreviate this conversation. Folks, for the record, we'll be back on Wednesday. Please stay tuned now.